Hello and welcome to the official guide for Eset, Goddess of Magic. If you're not already familiar with my guide series, then here goes. I'll be letting you know that today we will be covering who Eset is in Smite, the roles she can fill, her abilities, as well as the order in which they should be leveled. We'll delve into actual combat scenarios so you'll know how to Eset like a pro yourself. Finally, but most importantly, we will delve into her many quirks and features, so you'll not only know her inside and out, but have a huge advantage over those who don't. Yada yada yada, grab a snack, and cue that title screen. Let's talk about Eset. In Smite, Eset is a mage, but due to the massive utility found in her kit, she can actually fulfill multiple roles. While she is most commonly found in the middle lane, she has been seen in high levels of play to be a support in the duo lane. Her abilities allow her to be very versatile thanks to the buffs/debuffs she can apply to those around her. Now, while she doesn't have a legitimate getaway ability, you may want to think twice before jumping on her, as she's pretty comfortable at just about all ranges. You can build her full damage and be an absolute powerhouse, or go tank/bruiser and still bring the heat. Having an Eset on your team means that you will outsecure every objective on the map and siege phoenixes and titans alike with ease. As for the personal difficulty rating, I'll throw her in simple, as at face value her abilities are straightforward for the most part. However, in my eyes, with the skill ceiling being as high as it is, I gotta put her in the insane category. Alrighty, we good? On to the abilities. Eset's passive is Funeral Rites. Every time she witnesses a player death, not counting her own, within 80 units, she gains a stack granting 2 HP5/MP5. At 10 stacks, she gains a permanent 10% CDR buff, which is epic, okay? That is epic, guys. And finally, she has a basic attack chain of 2 regulars, followed by a big wind-up ranged cleave with a +2 radius. Eset's first ability, Wing Gust, has her gain 25% movement speed while channeling 4 orbs in a line, dealing magical damage. While channeling, she's immune to knockbacks and roots, and gets no backpedal penalty. Her second ability, Spirit Ball, shoots out a giant orb which flies forward, dealing damage and stunning the target. The longer and further the ball travels will increase the duration and damage that it does. Eset may detonate this ball at any time. Now, Eset's third ability is called Dispel Magic. Using a 15 radius ground target, you can silence enemy gods within the circle and cause additional effects. Enemies become slowed by up to 30% and lose 10% of their magical protections for 2.5 seconds. Also, for every enemy tagged by this ability, she gives herself and allied gods within 10 meters a health shield that lasts 5 seconds. Her ultimate ability, Circle of Protection, is absolutely crazy. She places down a circle in front of her which does damage to enemies and heals allies within it upon detonation. The amounts of both healing and damage vary depending on how charged the circle is when it explodes. All damage taken within the circle charges it, including your own. And for the piece de resistance, you, along with your allies, get 30% damage mitigation whilst inside. As for the order in which her abilities should be leveled, you're going to want to start with her 1, as it's great for wave clear, poking enemies safely, and traversing the map faster. Next, you should grab her 2. This is Eset's best ability in my opinion, and it gives her great boxing potential and camp securing. For level 3, it's going to entirely depend on the role that you're playing. If you're playing more of a support role or passively in general, Grabbing your 3 is not a bad idea at all, as it helps your teammates and can shut down your enemies in numerous ways. Personally, I like to play Eset more aggressively and opt into another point into her 2 for more extensive results stated before. Level 4, if you haven't already gotten her 3 yet, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, put another point into your 2. For level 5, finally put a point into your ult. It's going to keep you safe and makes you nearly impossible to dive with it up. And it does insane amounts of unavoidable damage if you perform her combos correctly. After that, I like to max out her 2, then her 1, again always putting a point into her ultimate when available, and then finally her 3. Now that we know her abilities and the way to level her properly, let's jump into her bread and butter combos. Buckle up, guys, here we go. Eset's first combo is simple in concept, but difficult to perform regularly and consistently. You start off by throwing your 2, and then cast your 3 over the enemy target before detonating your ball. This will shred his protections and slow him before he even gets a chance to react. Likewise, for her next combo, you use your 3 on the enemy, and then charge him down using your first ability. This is great for closing the distance and initiating a fight against a ranged character, because you can juke left and right easily without being hit. Now, the craziest combos are simply extensions of what I just told you guys. In essence, this is how you 100 to 0 someone in less than 2 seconds. You throw your 2, then drop the ultimate on them, tag them with the 3, as soon as the 3 finishes casting, start using your 1, and then after a second, you detonate everything simultaneously. Okay? It's a lot to process and it takes a great amount of practice, but rest assured, once you guys master this, you'll be deleting Masters levels players and beyond, always catching them off guard. Now, if it seems too quick, try cutting out the 3 in the sequence and just doing the 2, 4, and 1 combo for diminished yet still greatly effective results. This is why I say she's simple at first glance, but insane once mastered, guys. It takes practice. Don't get discouraged. Keep trying. I know you'll get it. On to the tips and tricks. Eset's basic attack chain is great for bunching up groups of minions for your Spirit Ball. It makes clearing them a breeze early to mid game. Simply auto the wave a few times and whammo! You've outcleared the opposition and have saved your abilities to box the opponent. Wing Gust, your first ability, makes you immune to knockbacks and roots. Like we said earlier, if there's a Cerberus in the game or a Tier Fearless combo, that's one less god you have to pop beads for in a fight. A lot of pros can forget in the moment and they think they'll catch you lacking with a blink, but it is them that'll have egg on their face when you pop your 1. Launching your Spirit Ball before you enter a buff camp will make it do more damage as it's traveling further before detonation. This will certainly save you a few basic attacks in the early game, as well as health for sustain, than rather if you were to just enter the camp and then launch your Spirit Ball within the confines of the circle. Now, probably the single best tip I can give for Eset is the famous no-looker Spirit Ball. I call this the Explosion 789 Special, but really just the no-looker for short. Now, every god can benefit to some degree from flicking an ability to the left or the right, but Eset really gets away with this hard. Simply keep your true target in your peripherals, and then when you're ready for the combo, flick it to the left/right and launch your Spirit Ball. It catches people off guard every single time, all game long. And this particularly is excellent when it comes to turning on people. Practicing these tips and knowing these tricks is a surefire way to propel you up through the ranks in all game modes with Eset. You're going to notice right away a huge difference in your gameplay. Speaking of gameplay, let's go take a look at Eset in action with some real combat scenarios. Alright guys, starting off these real combat scenarios, we have a Phoenix defense. I see these people invading, so what I did is I went behind my team, dropped the Spirit Ball ult combo on his forehead. I see Horus was going in, he popped Shell, took him out, and now all of a sudden, whoa, we got Soul in our face here, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take her out nice and easy style. All that's left is the Ares, and this was a ranked joust game, guys. And it was just showing that, you know, if you use the combos correctly, basically 100 to 0 that Danzaburo there. So that was really cool. But that wasn't a real 100 to 0, was it? That's what this Soul is about to find out. I was about to back here, but I decided to drop the combo on her, and whoa! Excuse me, I will see you later, Solixio. This last combat scenario I have for you guys today is a Bull Demon defense in a late game ranked joust. I was trying to zone off this Soul, but she's a little bit slippery. I could tell that she really wanted to get into this action, but there was no choice for me. I couldn't leave my team alone. So I dropped the combo over here on this Danzaburo, take him out of the game. Soul's wailing on me right now. I'm going to use my 3 to tag her in the Ares for a health shield for me and the Horus. Dodge and weave till my abilities are back up. Spirit Ball her in the face. All that's left is the Ares. Once again, clean him up, and this game was toast. There you have it, guys. Those were some real in-game, high-level ranked play combat scenarios. See, if you stay focused and use those combos correctly, you will dominate your games. And I really did. We dominated it. Ultimately, as a whole, I feel Eset is overlooked in the current meta and state of the game. A lot of the new mages seem flashier and perhaps more fresh, but take it from me, Eset is truly an incredible god, and in my opinion, one of the best flex mages out there. If you guys practice and take to heart all that has been showcased in this video, you will be dominating all of your queues and get some of that sweet, sweet mother's milk MMR. If you guys have a friend just getting into Smite and has gravitated towards playing Eset for some reason, you can either send this video to them or advise therapy. Now listen, all jokes aside guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video or a dislike if you didn't. I read all comments below, so let me know if I missed anything or your thoughts, as I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. This is, and has always been, Explosion789, and I will see you all on the battleground. Thanks guys.